Whenever you would get that spells list for us. Not that anybody could really use it, I don't think.
Huh?
Not that anyone could
spell
use
tomes.
3 times spell tomes.
They're 5th level spells, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 5th level spell tomes. Are the tomes something that somebody could copy out of? Are there something that could copy?
You read them, you learn the spell.
And that's just
whether
if
or not you
are...
can cast it. Whether or not you can cast it is up to your. Is up to. Let's say it's a warlock spell. In order to cast it, you'd need to have 13 or 14 in charisma.
Oh.
Okay. Oh,
but
okay.
you could only cast it at its lowest level.
Oh, so like at a 5th level.
Yeah.
That's
unless you are the class from which it came from. At which point it becomes a normal spell and can be cast as normal.
And I'm assuming it's a once per day unless you are that particular spell.
Yeah.
Master.
Yeah. Let's see. Conjure Elemental.
Give me a second. It's in there.
Wizard Conjure Elemental. Druid Conjure Elemental.
What?
Yeah, there's a Wizard Conjure Elemental and
they're the same
Druid.
thing, though.
They're the same thing.
I know, but they require different checks.
Alright.
And Hold Monster.
Oh.
Is that wizard or what?
Warlock.
I'd probably give it to the sorcerer who may not have Hold Monster.
It's still a warlock thing, so they'd only be cast at once.
I couldn't cast it.
He doesn't have 13 charisma.
My charisma is 10.
Oh.
And that's... Got it. I am, as a matter of fact, would like to read no, I'm not going to read any of those, actually, because I don't really give a shit about magic. Let's see here. While we're at it, nobody can wear scale or plate armor?
Oh.
No.
Okay.
Well, I lose my bonuses, but...
I wouldn't if I were you if you lose your bonus.
Yeah, I wouldn't. So probably just sell those.
And then let's see here.
Quick question. I'm not sure if I asked this. Whenever you put create undead, did you mean animate undead?
No, the create undead is an actual spell.
Oh, could you send that to me? Because I couldn't find it.
Wait, is it in the No, is it in the core rulebook?
LMNOPQR. Create undead, 6th level necromancy.
Oh.
You can cast this spell only at night. Choose up to 3
it.
corpses of medium or small humanoids within range. Each corpse becomes a ghoul under your control. As a bonus action on each of your turns, you can mentally command any creature you animated with this spell if the creature is within 120 feet of you. If you control multiple creatures, you can command any or all of them at the same time, issuing the same command to each one. You decide which action the creature will take and where it will move during its next turn, or you can issue a general command, such as to guard a particular chamber or corridor. If you issue no commands, the creature only defends itself against hostile creatures. Once given an order, the creature continues to follow it until its task is complete. The creature is under your control for 24 hours, after which it stops obeying any command you have given it. To maintain control of the creature for another 24 hours, cast this spell on the creature before the current 24-hour period ends. This use of the spell reasserts your control over up to 3 creatures you have animated with the spell, rather than animate new ones.
Can I just, those 3 people we just killed...
They are puddles of goo and ash.
Okay. So, guys, next time we kill stuff, could you not turn them into pudding?
They literally just turn into that.
Okay.
It's because of the cocoons.
Yeah. I mean, you guys have the Ring of Three Wishes, so
Oh,
do
absolutely.
what you want. Do what you
Currently
want.
2 wishes. Currently 2 wishes. We have 2 wishes left. So, no. I used one for a very stupid thing.
What did you
But it
wish
worked.
for?
Don't worry about it.
I really want to know now.
Don't worry about it.
It's the dumbest thing he done.
Not terribly dumb. I mean, it worked.
But what did you wish for?
Regardless, it worked. What does the Gauntlet of Shielding do? Because I'm not seeing that.
It's you can use a reaction to add +3 AC. Gauntlet of Shielding is a gauntlet. It is light armor. You wear it, and as a reaction, you can form a shield of force energy, which provides +3 AC.
Yeah, no, that Ring of
Yes.
Dimensions is most certainly, so it is not in the Bag of Holding.
I'm actually just going to go ahead and
Just a second.
Go ahead and end the session for now.
no. Oh fuck no.
Let's see here. I told you that it's on my possession. It's not in the Bag of Holding, and I just took it out for that reason.
Well, no, I changed the name of the thing to Party Treasure.
Okay.
Oh. Well, I mean, it's still on my person, though.
Yeah, so take it out.
Yeah, that's what I did, and then somebody added it back in again. I
Oops.
took it out, hit save, and then literally, boop, it was in there. I was like, God damn it.
You know what I think it was? Hitting save on the Party Treasure just before you hit save on the change.
It might have been. But yes, no, that is on my person.
Okay.
So can we, just because there's an obvious difference in getting what is in the Bag of Holding versus what is in the ring, can we make another handout for the ring in particular? Just because, in the Bag of Holding, we can reach in and get it, but with the ring, we're going to have to actually get it.
There are I keep forgetting to explain this part. There are spirits within the Ring of Dimension which will vary an item.
So literally, I hold up my hand and say, hey, give me that blade. Just like pulls out the blade that I want.
As long as the Ring of Dimensions is open and on the floor. You can use your actions to open it and a free action to call for it.
Okay, yeah, but I still have to turn it and throw it down on the floor.
As an action, yes.
Right. So can we, just get another one, just so we know what is in the Bag of Holding, aka Party Treasure, versus what is in the Ring of Dimensions. That way, because if the Ring of Dimensions and we're in the middle of a fight, we can literally reach into the Bag of Holding and pull out, a health potion versus the Ring of Dimensions where we have to literally turn it and throw it on the ground as an action, and then
There you go.
and all that kind of stuff.
All the way at the bottom.
Okay, we're gonna have to. All right, I'll fix it.
Okay, so I'm assuming that the Staff of the Magi that I was given is the same as the one I have in my DMG?
Yes.
Alright.
A DM friend of mine says I am too generous. I like to disagree.
And there's currently nothing in the ring.
By the way, completely unrelated to the whole, thing coming after me screaming my name, can I try something out on someone? It won't hurt you?
No.
Probably.
Now that you said that,
Definitely not.
how the fuck do you spell dimensions?
DIMENSIONS.
There. All right. So everything that was in the Bag of Holding is now in the new thing that says Bag of Holding, and the Party Treasure / Ring of Dimensions is the party treasure / ring of dimensions.
Okay.
So far, we haven't put anything in the ring of dimensions. Dubs.
All right. Well,
Although, actually, I'm gonna put some stuff in the ring of dimensions. Right? You just keep going. I'm just organizing things.
near where excuse me, near where Ara disappeared is a still cooling rock of lava. As if she switched places with it.
Oh. I'm just gonna kind of make a little bit of a trench around it to make sure any fire from it doesn't spread with mold earth.
I mean, it's basically cooled. It's just really hot.
Okay.
Does anyone wear light armor?
I wear light armor.
Would you like gauntlets of shielding?
Sure.
You can use a reaction to add +3 AC.
So you will take that gauntlets of shielding. You can add that to your inventory.
Alright.
Do you know? Well, of course, a druid obviously does know conjure element. If you can cast 5th level spells, which you can.
Holy shit. Either I need to make coffee or I need to sleep.
What are these diagrams that are in the bag of holding?
They can be used by a blacksmith to make a weapon. Once the weapon is made, the diagram is consumed, and the person who made the weapon can now make it forever without using a diagram. Diagrams just have to be used the first time.
So a short sword diagram.
Just go ahead and add on another short sword, because I have one. I'm just going to hand that to you.
No. That's not at all what they were saying.
Oh.
It's a diagram showing a blacksmith how to make a short sword.
I know, I have one of those. I found it in my little dungeon adventure. Here you go.
Yes, it was in the party treasure.
Did you also find 3 Moradin marked parchments similar to the diagram?
No, I had spikes from a chest trap.
I don't need those. You can keep those. Yeah, I think.
If you guys want to
that's
pop
all
open the, you guys want to pop the seals on those parchments, you can go right ahead and see what's in them.
Sure, I will open one of them and see what's in it.
It's a longsword diagram.
Alright, so we've got 2 diagrams similar. And one of
I
them is a
will
longsword.
open another one.
Warhammer.
And the last one?
A heavy lance.
Sword.
The last one is a heavy lance.
Alright, so you've got a short sword, a long sword, and a heavy lance. Got it.
And a warhammer.
Yep.
40k.
And I'll get rid of the 3 other diagrams that are mysteries.
Mm-hmm.
We do have one legendary thing in here that would most certainly probably be a use to the sorcerer. A crystal ball of telepathy.
Basically, what it does is you cast scry through the crystal ball. The crystal ball already knows scry. Just say I'm scrying X, and then pick a target. And then once you pick the target, you can read the minds of anything at the scrying target.
If I'm not mistaken, it is a
Interesting.
free scry as well.
Yeah, but it only has a couple of charges.
Could you
I think I have,
cast
like,
Scry on it to do it
4.
that way too?
No,
According
it
to the book, it
doesn't it have charges?
with Scry, typical crystal ball is very rare. While touching it, you can cast a scrying spell with it. Boom. And then the telepathy thing, while scrying with the crystal ball, you can communicate telepathically with creatures you can see within 30 feet of the spell's sensor. You can also use an action to cast a suggestion spell through the sensor on one of those creatures. You don't need to concentrate on the suggestion to maintain it during its duration, but ends if the scrying ends. Once used, the scry or the suggestion power of the crystal ball can't be used again until the next dawn. So you can scry as much as you want, according to this. However, you can only cast suggestion through it one time.
There you go.
Until the next dawn. It's on, if you have a DMG, it's on 159.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, good to know.
So,
If you would like that crystal ball.
so test subjects, anyone, please.
I'll take it out. What are you trying to do?
I got a fancy thing. I want to try it.
And that is?
A little bit of arcane knowledge. I'm not exactly sure what it does. I have to try it to figure out.
Pass.
Huh?
Pass. Pass.
Any takers?
You don't know what it does, pass.
Okay.
So, Vogan, did you take the crystal ball then?
Yeah, I'll take it.
That cleared up the
this.
bag of holding a little bit. That was great.
This. Passive. What's your passive perception?
25.
Okay, you notice immediately. The rest of you roll perceptions.
My passive
If it-
perception is 20.
Okay. Vogan sees it on that crit. The DC is 22.
Okay. Nope.
No.
A tear opens in the sky, and a frickin' enormous bird head peeks out of it. Icarus!
Oh god.
There's no one here by that name.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. I'm giving you shit. I'm giving. It doesn't actually happen.
Okay.
Oh, fuck you.
Yeah, it happens because Vith is so smart and wise, and he's like, no one here by that name. And it's like, oh, my bad, and goes away.
No, what actually happens is,
You cut out very badly.
Yep. I was like, oh god.
okay.
Oh.
Oh.
There's-
Still no.
A flash of soundless.
Oh gosh.
Can't hear you.
Nope.
You're roboting on me, man.
Lightning.
Robot.
God.
So, this is a godless world now, so let's just try it.
Okay, can you
Technically
hear me now?
speaking, it's already a godless world without
Yes.
him in it.
Okay,
With him in it.
so another flash of soundless lightning,
God damn it.
and Ara appears again, lugging a very big chest.
And I say, what's that for?
But
She
don't
kind of just drags it over to the altar and flips the lid, revealing like flashing lights and shit. You're not sure exactly what it is.
I'll ask her, like, from when you are?
Yes.
For us?
No.
For what?
For this. These things are appearing in my time. I want to know what's causing them.
But why the chest?
Because it's measuring equipment.
Ah, I don't know what that means, but all right.
Oh, okay. Think of it as like an alembic.
Ah,
Oh.
But much more complex and delicate.
obviously there's glowing lights in her chest.
She kind of like hooks up some thin lengths of metal to the altar and touches the insides of the chest. Parts of it kind of sink down and then spring back up.
It's not a nest.
Yeah, you would have a bad time.
You would probably get electrocuted.
You would have a bad time.
Not by the chest.
Yeah, by her, you would have a real bad time.
Okay.
You can
All
move
right.
faster than you can.
So, for the first time, Ara's helmet kind of folds back. The visor flips up, and like the entire helmet kind of melts away from her head and down her neck. Like flowing as if it's liquid.
At this point, I'm not surprised.
Mm-hmm.
She has very short hair, short black hair, is wearing a face mask with two little valves on the side so that she can breathe.
So she was wearing a helmet and a face mask?
Yeah.
Well, the helmet was originally her face mask, but
Oh,
she can't breathe in your atmosphere, so
Oh, that makes sense. We do have a lot of oxygen here.
yeah, she grew up on a planet where the main source of nutrient carry was silicon.
Don't worry about it.
But short black hair with cat ears. That kind of twitch.
To be fair, Icarus, we do not know who she is either. She just kind of showed up after we innocently took some things from her people's grave.
Uh-huh.
There's
So-
a burning hole in the canyon floor in front of Vith.
Honestly, we did not know there were people there, so hardly can blame us. Like you've never robbed
So with
the grave. Give it
the
back.
with the utmost respect and just trying to figure out everything that's going on here, who are you? Why are you here? Like, wait, you kind of told us why you're here, but not really, so... Who are you and what are you doing?
Measuring the types of energy this thing is giving off so I can trace them to points in my time so that I can destroy the altars there.
Okay, when you say your time...
It's complicated.
We would have to guess that she is from the future.
Okay, and... Who are you exactly?
I'm a queen.
Okay.
You're a queen?
Yes, the term Shah is royalty.
Oh. That explains it.
Her voice is muffled by the face mask, but you can understand.
Right?
Yeah, it was worse when it was in her helmet, and it was kind of metallic. It's definitely more organic this time, but still muffled by the metal. That's a ruler of a people.
Oh.
That-
Okay.
Why? That's... Just fly somewhere. Be free. Don't... Okay.
She finishes her...
Got it.
She kind of finishes her measurements and packs everything back up in the chest.
Fine,
And you're all
good.
just... So she stands up and turns around, lugging this... I mean, it cannot... It can't be easy to lift. And she's like holding it like it's a book.
Like, could I lift it with my strength?
Pre-Storm Giant potion? No.
Now, yes.
Barely. You could probably get it up off the ground, but it typically... She kind of throws it into the air and it disappears in a flash of lightning.
Can we assist you at all?
She kind of just looks at each of you in turn, her yellow cat eyes just kind of regarding each of you.
Oh, so we can see her eyes?
Yeah, she's only wearing a face mask. It only covers her nose and mouth.
Oh, okay. I was imagining like a whole thing.
No, she was wearing a helmet before with a visor.
Oh, okay. Now it's just a mask.
She's wearing a rebreather. It's a rebreather.
Think Kakashi Sensei,
Got it.
but with valves on the side so that she can actually breathe.
Are you Moxie?
Hmm?
A cat folk?
Her tail kind of lashes a little bit. No, I don't come from your planet.
But are you a cat folk?
She kind of pauses and considers that for a second. I don't know what a cat is.
Do you have claws and slit eyes and a nose with teeth and fur covering your entire body and a tail?
I don't want...
I
Basic-
minor illusion a cat in front of her.
What is that thing?
That is a cat.
That's a cat. It just looks like she pulls her helmet back over her face. She kind of just reaches behind her head and wipes her hand up the back of her head and down her face and to her collarbone, and the helmet reforms. Electricity crackles along her body, and she kind of... You can hear bones snapping and changing places as she shifts into a cat.
Ah. So you're a tabaxi.
Like a cat to match the
Yeah.
illusion.
So when she does that, I'll be like, that must have hurt. Can you still speak?
Also, yes.
So you do know what a cat is, or perhaps you just assumed the form of one?
I alter my genetic code through means of breaking my chemical bonds.
I don't know what that means.
Essentially, she just uses electricity to alter her DNA.
Yeah, no,
No,
I know what it means. Vith has like, I don't know what the fuck you just said, but alright. Essentially.
I'm
Same with...
using a lot of energy to shapeshift.
Oh.
Like you did with the panther. AKA a large cat.
How
I
big of a
mean-
cat can you be?
I don't just be cats.
Yes, the thing that you turned into, that panther earlier, made of lightning, that was a large cat. This is
You
a
mean
small cat. A tabaxi is a person cat.
But I'm not a person cat.
Are you just a cat?
No, I'm a person.
Okay, how big of one of those things can you change into?
The electricity crackles again, and she just kind of like grows and grows and kind of grows a little bit more until she stands about Her shoulder matches the shoulder of the Goliath.
So she's technically would be a huge creature at this point, or a large creature?
She'd be huge.
She's 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
At the shoulder.
At the shoulder.
That's a big fucking cat. That could kill us all.
And it also crackles with electricity, so...
No, like IRL, if there was a 7-foot tall cat at the shoulder that existed in today's world, every human on the planet would be dead.
It would be the top of the food chain.
Absolutely. 100%. In fact, there would be no life on this planet because they would have killed it all.
Well, if you took into consideration size to muscle mass needed to retain physical shape and not collapse under its own weight, it would probably be, let's see, typical panther force.
Nothing of the size you were describing could survive on this planet.
Not with the way the biology of creatures evolved on this planet now.
Now, however, that being said, if their muscles and bones were made differently than ours, say if they had...
Or if they had multiple hearts.
Yes, if they had bone structure similar to a bird's, then they could survive.
Yes, but then they would crumple under their own weight, because the muscle...
Not necessarily, because...
The only way bones...
There are birds that have wingspan of over 7 feet.
Yeah, but their muscles are small. A hunter cat, like something like a jaguar or a panther, if it were to be that size, in order to sustain its own weight, it would have to have a lot of muscles.
At any rate, is there anything that we can do to help you?
Well, I can't seem to touch these altars, but you four seem to be able to. I've noticed a correlation between altars in this timeline, or in this time, destroyed, showing up in my time as destroyed. I guess just hunt the altars?
Now, out of curiosity, you say time, as in like future, correct?
Yes.
How far in the future?
So far in the future that none of your civilizations none of your peoples survive.
Well, I mean, honestly, not crypt. Sorry, I'm so used to playing it.
Except for the human.
Well, those buggers are rather resilient.
The humans are the only ones to survive, and it seems most of the gods that exist on your planet now have either vanished or just stopped caring. There's no magic, only science.
Science?
What makes this possible? She kind of turns from that giant cat back into her typical self and forms a blade out of her exoskeleton.
That looks a lot like magic.
But it's not. Tiny machines.
At what point is technology different than magic?
Well,
technology, from what I understand, at a certain point, what is magic to us could be technology to you, and what is technology to you could be magic to us.
Well, let me show you something. She, as you watch, like, specks of, you don't know what it is, but specks just kind of fly off of her hand, and there's a cloud of gray specks, and her hand is not covered anymore. And they're just kind of floating around, and they kind of all zip back and reform the gauntlet. What
did your hand underneath look like? Did it look like a
very thin, it's very thin humanoid, with long human-like fingers.
Were they covered in fur as well, or
just skin, pale skin?
Yeah, that's weird. You're weird. She's weird. I don't like
but
it.
Her skin texture was a lot rougher than regular skin.
again, I don't understand how that is different from magic, but we will see.
There are tiny machines.
Yes, and energy's flowing around us. I don't see your point.
Regardless,
You have learned to harness your, what did you call them, machines? I have learned to harness the inner flow of the body.
as have I. I didn't used to use lightning. I used to use my own electrical impulses to augment my speed.
As do I. And that is not technology, nor is it magic. However, what he uses, and I will point at, well, actually, Vogan and Icarus, like what they used, or would, for all intents and purposes, perhaps be a form of technology that you do not know about.
So, like the technology that built Stonehenge. You guys don't know what that is.
No, absolutely not. But no, he essentially just trying to. God damn it! Fifth is trying to sound wise because he is. God damn it!
Well, it comes across fine. She's just confused. Regardless,
He is.
regardless, these altars need to be taken care of.
Do you know where any more are?
There's some in the Primordials volcano near Ignaruza.
After that,
I only know of the one right now.
in the volcano.
Right.
To the volcano, then.
It's gonna be you're gonna have to travel across the Earth-shattered plains to get there.
Let's go to the marketplace first.
All right.
But really, though, I would like to go to the marketplace first because we have some things to sell.
Right.
If everyone is amicable.
About how far are we from a marketplace?
Like an hour. I mean, you just have to walk back to town, which isn't all that far away.
Sounds like a long walk, though. Hey, do you guys just want to be... Oh.
On the way, could you look to him at this as well, and I'll hand him the obsidian displacer beast statue.
Oh, yeah, I just kind of, like, wave my hand over it and go shoot-a-doop-a-doop and use identify.
It's a figurine of wondrous power for a displacer beast.
Oh, lovely. Thank you.
Alright. And because really don't want to walk for an hour after the kind of day I've had, I'm just going to use Windwalk on everybody if that's alright.
Windwalk on everyone?
Yeah.
No, thank you.
No? Okay.
I don't know what it does, so...
Oh,
no,
it just kind of, lets you ease up a little bit, lets you flow a little bit more freely. You almost become a cloud and you can just fly around. You can shift back and forth as you will. But,
I can run up walls and across water. No, thank you.
You move about 10 times the speed of a normal person when using this. But
We are
okay.
literally going an hour away.
But that's a long walk!
You can fly.
That's a long fly!
It's like a 20-fucking-minute flight, dude.
I've had a long day, okay?
Can people... If somebody is closed within the Ring of Dimension, will they die?
No. They can
Will they
exist in there.
suffocate?
No. The only restriction is if the person who originally possessed the Ring of Dimensions is killed, Anything within the Ring of Dimensions is lost.
Okay, so since I originally possessed it, if I die, then everything that is in there is gone forever.
Yes, essentially.
Got it.
As a new pocket space is created for a new owner,
So
it
essentially,
separates and destroys the old one.
okay, so if I'm wearing it and I take it off and I hand it to another person, if there's stuff in
still
there when I
belongs-
hand it off, it's
Technically, it
all
still
gone.
belongs to you.
Yeah, but if somebody else wears it and
Nothing.
does the keyword and does another one,
No, it just opens to the same space. It's tied to your life force.
okay, so as long as I'm alive, anybody can wear it. And
Anyone
blah,
can.
blah, blah.
Yeah, if someone were to go inside the Ring of Dimensions and it was closed while they were inside, they'd be fine.
You know, I really hope this ring doesn't belong to like some kind of like really old dude. And
I will turn it, say the thing, throw on the ground, and say, "Well, get in then."
I'm just gonna. Can I just sit on your shoulder?
Absolutely not. Get in, or walk, or fly.
So at this point, Aura is gonna just crackle electricity and turn into a Chinese dragon and just fly off.
Hey, see you later.
I'm just gonna turn into a hawk and just fly around.
That's what I thought. And then I'll. Is it like? Do I have to say the word again to get it?
Oh
up?
no, you just grab the side of the ring and lift it off the ground.
Okay, so as soon as I lift it, it transforms back into a
Oh yeah, yeah.
figure. Okay, cool. So I'll just put it on. While I was down there and I looked inside, did I see? There wasn't anything in there, was there?
You cannot see the inside from the outside. You actually have to go down the ladder.
Okay, while it's out though, I am gonna go down the ladder
Okay.
and just to make sure that it wasn't already linked to someone else.
There's nothing in there.
Okay, so I can accurately assume then that it's the one. I'm the one that linked to it then.
Yeah, either that or the other person's never used it. You never know.
I don't, which is why I'm really hesitant now of storing things in it.
Just the
So, yes.
person dies of old age and all of your belongings are gone.
Absolutely. What happens if somebody dies, like, while it's open?
The ring, the dimension stays open until the ring is closed.
Okay, so, like, let's say I'm dying of old age, and I open the ring and I throw it on the ground, and, like, you know, say whoever's next to me, I'm dying of old age, get all that shit out of there.
Then yes, until the ring is picked up, the dimension will stay open.
Okay, good to know.
Yes, I
After
did.
I looked in there,
With
after I
my
looked in there, I will pick it up and put it back on.
with my identify, can I tell if that's actually tied to his life rules or just some random dudes?
You'd have to use a different type of spell. Let's see, what type of spell would work there? Let me check.
I
I have
think either detect magic.
I have detect magic.
Yeah, I feel like either detect magic or identify would be your best bet there.
Let's see.
Because there's not really any other spells that tell you what magic things do.
Yep. Or you could just have them roll an Arcana too. That would be a thing.
I'm looking.
But yeah, that kind of sounds like a really, like, awesome kind of dickish DM move. You have this ring of infinite storage space.
Except it's tied to a guy that's gonna die in a year.
Exactly.
Oof, bummer. I will tell you though that one time I gave my party at the very beginning, the very very beginning of a campaign. They were level 1 when they started. I gave them a bag of holding. All right. Now the thing about a bag of holding is that unless you turn it inside out, if there's something in there that you don't know is in there, you can never get it out.
Yep.
So if some stranger were to put something in a bag of holding without you knowing, you cannot get it out because you don't know what's in there. So I put a legendary item in this bag of holding at level 1. I think it was like a Rod of Lordly Might I put in, right?
Okay.
I went through this entire campaign with a Rod of Lordly Might in the bag of holding. But since none of them knew that it was in there, they couldn't get it out. And they never once turned it inside out. And at the end of it, when they, when we were going to start all over with new characters and all that stuff, I'm like, oh, by the way, there was a Rod of Lordly Might in your bag of holding since level 1. FYI.
They're probably like, oh, god damn it.
They're like, fuck you!
Legend
like,
lore.
man.
Legend lore. Or
not even that.
Yeah.
Unless you know what's in there, you cannot take it out. And technically speaking, you can't scry into a bag of holding.
No, I'm talking about legend lore. The spell would probably legend lore or scrying would probably.
Legend lore wouldn't work, I don't think, and scrying most certainly would not because it's dark in there, 100%.
If the
Like,
thing
it
you
is
named
a
isn't
black-
of legendary importance, you gain no information. I would say a ring
There
of
are
this.
there are more than one Rod of Lordly Might, so you'd have to specify in the world.
Well, no, I'm talking about the ring of dimensions.
Oh, okay.
Legend lore or scrying would work to figure out if it's tied to you or someone else.
I use scrying,
Well,
which
good
I
thing-
have prepared.
Well, I mean, good thing that we have somebody who has a crystal that can scry things infinitely.
Oh.
Okay, you scry. Let's see.
Do I see Tom the Baker in the back of his stool on his last dying breaths?
You see a throne. And on that throne sits a skeleton in tattered rags with glowing eyes.
Okay, so, don't think it's linked to you.
Do
There's
we
a
know where
skeleton.
the skeleton is at?
You know that the Lich is located somewhere in the Lost Underdark.
But good news, it's a lich, so it probably won't stay dead if it ever dies.
Communicate with it. Ask the question, because you can do that. Well, no, you can't. Sorry. If it was Vogan, he could.
Anyways, it's getting late, guys. It's 1:30 in the morning,
It's only 1:30.
and we started at 10:30.
Uh-huh.
That's 3 hours.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
I would
if
like
you
to-
go to bed, then you do
I
go
would
to
like to go to sleep.
Okay.
I mean, it's 1:30 in the fucking morning.
We're gonna hold you hostage.
bed. That's what you were getting at. Oh.